So hello everyone, I'm Tofu and welcome back to Ewetopia, my all sheep island, and today we'll be doing a build video. So today we're going to be building the area around the museum and just completing a little bit more of the island. So let's run over to that area and jump right into it, shall we? So for anyone that's new here to my channel, firstly welcome and yeah, glad to have you here. But I tend to do a lot of pre-planning when it comes to builds, so this is the area that we're going to be building today. So all of this area around the museum, around this pond, all the way down to the river, obviously around all these rocks, and on this beach as well. So plenty of obviously design codes that I've used for my pathing. I've put a few dots around for trees, stunted trees, and yeah, just a couple of design codes that I wanted to actually put down on camera. So that's what the blue dots are for. As far as anyone that's obviously used to my channel, welcome back, and it's also, you know, glad to have you here. But firstly, we're going to start off with this little road here, basically the direct road to the museum, and let's start putting some stuff down. That is the wrong button, but you know, pro gamer and all that. But yeah, I tend to put most things I can into the order in which I'd actually want to put them down, just to make it a bit easier. And it just saves me a bit of time, and obviously, you know, stops wasting your time if I have to keep looking for all the various items. But it doesn't always work like that. So, you know, sometimes it's chaotic, and yeah, it's just the way it goes. But I want this to be very natural. This is indeed a cottagecore island, and it's no terraforming, which makes it a little bit more of a challenge, just because yeah, cottagecore is my safe space. But I really just want this to feel natural. It is my all sheep island, so I do in fact have every villager on this island is a sheep, apart from one, who is my boy Rudy, and I love him to bits, and I'm not looking forward to the day that I've got to kick him out and try and replace him with a sheep. That's just going to be a very sad day. But it's going to have to happen eventually, so yeah, I'm very much determined to make sure that this island is entirely sheep-based. But for now, obviously, we're just doing this little area. There's going to be quite a few trees, and as you can see by these green dots, these are all trees, so I'm going to want almost a covered area, similar to what I've already done on this island a little bit further down, and you just kind of run through this area. But yeah, I'm doing these little bits first, basically just beyond the covered archway, I guess, for want of a better word. And I'm probably just going to put down a invisible code down here, just so that this yellow flower doesn't end up, you know, just breeding and just having a load of yellow flowers where I can't see them, especially if I'm going to put a tree in the way. That's immediately wrong. Fantastic. But for the most part, these trees are all going to be hardwoods. I am going to have a few cedars just dotted around every now and again, but this particular little area, yeah, like I said, is all going to be hardwoods. And then something that I have basically stolen from one of my previous islands, I'm also going to have a few of these light arches in between all the trees, and yeah, just make it feel a little bit more magical as you're running through this archway. Again, just more trees. So I was a little bit kind of hesitant, I guess, with this section, just because it is such a large area to do a build for. And I still want it to match the rest of the island's vibes and everything. Obviously, the whole natural cottagecore, slight kind of farm core that we've got going on as well. And yeah, I got to a point where I designed a good portion of it and then wasn't really sure what to do with the rest. So very specifically this patch here, where I've put this little courtyard, and this patch here, I really just didn't know what I wanted to do. But I figured out something, and hopefully you guys like it. I guess you have to let me know once it is all done what you think. But here we have the basically the archway that I wanted. So you'd run through here, all the lights, and then obviously to the path straight to the museum. So that's cool. I have a little section here. Oh, I have a couple of models actually first, so let's put them down. Just because it is naturally the road to the museum, I thought a couple of models, so one showing off a butterfly, one showing off a fish, so I've gone with the peacock butterfly and the koi fish, and I just wanted to put them right in front of the archway so you can still access it, but yeah, it gives you a little bit of an indication as to what you're going to see when you get to the museum. Now I've got a little bit of hedge, and this is mostly going to be hidden, but I just thought it added a little bit more kind of greenery around this section here. And we're going to put one of my favourite items down now, which is the acnh gazebo. And I love the mossy variant. I love the mossy variants of most of the furniture, honestly. It's just so good. But yeah, I absolutely love this. I love using it for fake buildings. There's not been that many fake buildings on this island. But yeah, we might change that, but we'll see. Obviously, if it fits within the whole cottagecore and natural core, then why not? I'm going to have a flower sign just on this little stepping stone here. And by the way, I'm pretty sure I mention it every time, but if you're interested in any of these codes, they will be in the description below, so feel free to check out the creator codes and anything else they have made. They've obviously done an amazing job, and I love them so much. Like, they're so talented. I wish I could do something like that when it comes to the codes. Anyway, we've got this stunted cedar tree, so let's just put that there. We'll obviously make sure that it stays stunted with this nursery pear tree. And I've got one more item, and let's just have a look and see what that is. A simple DIY workbench. Okay, not sure where that was meant to go. I don't know if I actually was meant to pick that up, but it's fine. I guess I'll just quickly throw that down somewhere, and I'll grab some more furniture for this area, and this little nature walk that I'm going to have around these rocks. So, jump cut, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we are back. So I'm going to work on this little area here, and something that's a little bit, I guess, unique, but not totally. I'm going to be doing a small, is it apiary? Is that what it's called? A little section for bees, and yeah, for them just to collect pollen and things, and obviously create honey. So firstly, I'm going to get these hedges out, and just a small little fence off here, and then I'm going to have a couple of other excuse me, other items. So stone stool and cherries are my natural fruit, so I'm going to have just a couple of cherry trees dotted around every now and again, but I have some just plain cherries just to throw on this rock. I have the actual beekeepers' hives themselves, so they're going to go on these little patches here. And then you've seen the windflowers that I've got in my inventory. I'm going to be dotting them all around. But first I've got a little bit of log fencing. So let's just yeah, really fence this section off. Fantastic. And now we'll just throw the various flowers around. Excuse me, I'm forgetting how to talk. I have got a couple of weeds as well, so I'll just be dotting them around every now and again. And then I'm going to be working on the small courtyard area, in which I said that I didn't really have an idea as to what to do with it. But yeah, hopefully you guys like it. We'll just throw a random weed here, I suppose. And one here, just for good measure. And do I have enough space to then put another flower? Probably not. So let's pick up this weed again actually and put down a flower, because I want it mostly flowers. I want this space to feel very red. Hence the red beekeeping hives here, and obviously the cherry trees just work naturally. I must admit I am really looking forward to the spring. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the snow in this game. It's just really atmospheric and it looks amazing. But after a while, you start to kind of get a little bit bored of it and you just want to see some greenery. And yeah, I must admit, I really am looking forward to that. I think this island's going to really pop once it is green. But anyway, moving on, we're going to move to this section here. And I do need to pick up a couple of trees actually, so quickly just jump cut because I forgot to do that. Okay, we're back. My bad, guys. Forgot about the trees. And yeah, I like to do planning and all of this because honestly I just think it makes everything easier. I like to be able to put down everything and know just kind of where the proximity is. Like with the trees, obviously you can only see a certain distance behind them, things like that. And I wouldn't want to make things feel like a lot more cramped than it needs to be. That being said, yeah, I'm going to make this area kind of cramped, so you have to bear with me for that. But there is a reason for it. And that's not where I want the fence to go. I want it to go a little bit further back, so obviously it's blocking off this pond here. But my failing to put down fencing aside, I wanted to make this little area like a bit of a workshop for the museum. So it's actually going to be like a small kind of pottery area. So we're going to have the clay furnace, I'm going to have a little brick oven here as well. And yeah, that's kind of what we're going to be doing. And I've got a little bit more hedges. And I do like to mix this area up. Or sorry, mix the fences up. So I'm going to be doing a couple of hedges. Throw down a single country fence just because I think it looks fantastic when you mix it in with the hedges like this. Bust out more hedges. And just, yeah, I really like mixing up the fencing. I think it looks really cool. And I think it gives it a little bit more of the cottagecore feel as well when you do things like that. So, you know, the fence, the hedge, I guess, has been a little bit damaged over time, and they've just repaired it with a country fence. And yeah, it just feels a little bit more natural. And I just really like the aesthetic, honestly. I'm going to have a garden faucet, because obviously if you're doing some kind of pottery, you're going to need some degree of water. And obviously a bucket for collecting the water. And that's mostly blocked off by the tree, so I'm just going to pull that there. Okay. Being cottagecore, we've naturally got to have a log table, because, you know, it's just the law. Pretty sure it's the law. And I wanted again to mix it up, so I've gone with a lighter table compared to the dark wood of the log bench. And now it'll just be dotting around a few bits of pottery, honestly. So, big porcelain vase, or vase, depending on how you say it. And this bucket is actually in the way from where I want the small one to go. So I'm going to put the small one here. Fantastic, and we'll just pull the bucket out a little bit. I did want the little clay model set to go here, but honestly, I couldn't find it for the life of me. And I think it's a DIY recipe, so yeah, it's just been a bit of a pain. Also, hey Wendy, how you doing? Just checking out my designs and everything. That's cool. Anyway, we've got a few random bits of bobs, so let's just put down a white plant here. We've got a random wheat field, and I think another green leaf pile. Let's just double check. Yeah, okay. So I don't really remember where these are going, which is strange. Now I do tend to do the builds and then take photos of everything and then dismantle it, which is why everything's kind of in order. But yeah, sometimes I just take an angle of like a particular photo and I just don't get every single item, so I just have to make up some bits every now and again. But it's fine, it'll all work. So now I guess we're going to go on this little walking trail, and I'll gather up all the items. I'll try and remember to actually pick up the trees this time. But another jump cut. See you in 2 seconds. So just a random note, but I've seen this flower wheel before. I've even had it on one of my islands, but I never actually knew it came in this colour variant. It's just really pretty. I've never seen it before. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. But anyway, we're going to move on to this area. Like I said, it's going to be more of a natural trail. And I do actually want to move a couple of these things across, but I'll do that a bit later. So I have had to drop off one of my shovels because it meant not picking up a tree if I didn't. So yeah, bit of a pain. But let's just plant the trees first of all. Like I said, I do like having a bit of a mix when it comes to the hardwood cedars and my fruit. And yeah, the cherry trees are my natural fruit on this island. I think I've had cherry trees for the last couple of islands, honestly, that I've done. I want a small tree, probably here. Is that right? Or is it? Okay, I'm getting it totally wrong. It's the weird angle that I've taken for my photo, but I think it's this space here. So the one in the middle, literally the, yeah, one I missed. It's fine. Little stunted tree. I didn't actually mark it for some strange reason, which is why I was getting confused. There we go. There's the trees mostly done. So now we're going to put down a few items. I want this wheat field, and anyone that's watched my videos before will know that I love a good wheat field. One of my favourite items in the game, if not the favourite. Then we have this beautiful mushroom log, and I'm going to be dotting around a few gyroids. So this is going to be a little gyroid path. Again, it's a little bit of a curiosity because they're these little moving statue things, and I thought that just kind of makes sense near the museum. There is actually a mini gyroid garden already on this island, and I think Vesta is the one in charge of that, if memory serves. But yeah, I thought it'd be just a little cute thing to have, like I said, near the museum. I'm apparently too close to the river, so I can't put down this stone tablet. Again, I love any of the mossy effect furniture that you can put down, all the stone, just like I said, furniture that comes in the mossy variant. Yeah, love it so much. We have a random bush. I am expecting this shovel to break at some point as well, so I'm probably going to have to run off and then go and get the shovel I had to abandon in order to pick up that final tree. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, and again we'll be mixing up the fencing, so this time we're doing it the opposite and having the single hedge in the middle. Fabulous. And now let's pick up our shovel because it's mostly just putting down bushes and trees and things. The next item is a garden bench, which is going to live over here. I do like having a lot of just places for the villagers to sit down. Whether they use them or not is a different story altogether, but I like the idea that, you know, they do rest every now and again. And so they're going to actually take, you know, advantage of all these beautiful kind of places that I put for them. But like I said, they don't really, but it's fine, it's fine. So again, obviously, what would a gyroid walk be without more gyroids? I need to place a few more bushes, so we're going to put one here, next to the cedar tree. And I'm going to put one just here. So you should just see that from the bottom side of the wall, so let's just, yeah. All good. And I'm going to place a wheat field kind of in the middle here. That's not where I wanted it. I wanted it kind of a little bit closer. So the wheat fields are kind of a blessing and kind of a curse that they work on the half tiles. So I absolutely love it because obviously you can place it down wherever you want. But at the same time, it can be a bit fiddly to yeah, get in the right place the first time. So anyway, moving on, we've got a pile of leaves, and just to be a little bit different, I've got the brown pile. I want that a little bit closer, just kind of in this tiny gap here, if I can. So this, much like the wheat fields, a little bit fiddly sometimes. There we go, that's a bit more what I wanted. So another random bush. Kind of going off script a little bit here because of yeah, the order in which I put things down. But yeah, it's fine. It'll all work out, I swear. This is something you'll learn from me. There's a little bit of chaos, even when I try and make everything really organised. There's got to be some chaos. We can't live in a world without chaos. Otherwise we wouldn't know what calm is. I don't know what I'm talking about, so hopefully you guys understand what I'm on about. We've got this little jingloid here, and very fitting for the snow. Let's bust out our shovel again. And yeah, just a few more various bits and bobs that we're going to be planting around. So that's the wrong thing. I wanted to pick the flower. Fantastic. Oh, everybody stand for the anthem of Bar Black Sheep. I still think that's silly, but people seem to love it, and so, you know, that and my town flag. I don't know why everyone seemed to love it. It was just a silly drawing of a sheep that I did really quickly, and I said I would then change it eventually, and people would really give me positive feedback over the silly sheep doodle that I did. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's try and get this little gyroid walk finished off. So this little happy chappy, very tingly, much like the jingloid over here. We've got a marketplace decoration, which I absolutely love, but I've never really had the chance to use. It also is quite a large item, so I've always been a little bit reluctant just because it kind of blocks off just the placement of various other things. Anyway, let's put down a few more of these trees. So we've got a hardwood tree. I'm probably going to do a cherry tree in this little space here. This might block off part of the gyroid, so I might have to just maneuver that one a little bit. I said cherry tree, not cedar tree. In fact, it blocks it off entirely, so we'll probably push that just behind the marketplace decoration. So you'll mostly hear it, but you won't necessarily see it unless you're from very specific angles. Very pretty sound though. I should really try and gather up all the gyroids and just see what all the different sounds are, because I honestly only ever use a few. Cedar tree here, just to mix things up a little bit. And there is a mark somewhere around here, there we go. For a stunted tree. Not sure that you'll necessarily see much of it. In fact, you won't see it really at all, but that's fine. Keep it stunted, obviously, so plant a little bit of fruit behind it, or a nursery fruit tree, and yeah, all is good. And I have one single wheat field left, so I'll just put that in front of the marketplace. You can see Wendy just being really cute in the background every now and again, when I go into that particular view anyway. Cool, that's more where I wanted the wheat field to go. So this is our little gyroid path here, and obviously you'll go around here. You see the few bits of movement, the few little bits of sound, a couple that you won't necessarily notice unless you're looking for them or listening out for them. But now we're going to be moving on to the little beach path and this section here. So again, I'm going to grab a load of furniture and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we're back again. So the very first thing I'm going to do is fail to dig the hole in the right place. Like I said, there's got to be some chaos, otherwise it doesn't, you know, it doesn't work. But a little bush here, I'm going to be just fencing off this area so that you actually have to access this section via the beach. And I do have a bit of fencing, so we're going to go with the country fencing. Just really good fence. Like, they did such a good job with so many items of furniture in this game. Just, yeah, I love it so much. I probably will end up just putting a few various bits of bobs here, but for now, I haven't really planned for that, so yeah, we'll forget about that. But this section here, as it is obviously the museum, and we've got all this beach space, I really wasn't sure what to do. And I ended up looking up a couple of design codes, and as a result I had a little bit of inspiration. And so I decided the section on the beach will become a bit of a fossil walk, if you will. Kind of like the gyro walk, so you'll just walk around and you'll see various bits of fossils. Just kind of dotted around. Obviously I've got this absolutely giant fossil design code. And like I said previously, any codes that you see will be in the description below, so be sure to check them out if you are indeed interested. But I just wanted to kind of hide this off, and I don't know where the best place to start is. Probably this side here. And we'll be plonking down a load of wheat fields. That might be a bit too close. This one's a bit difficult just because, like I said, it's all on the half tile, so I don't want it so close that it actually covers up the fossil entirely. But I do want to kind of enclose it with the wheat fields. So I've got a very specific pattern shape in mind. Let's just see if I can kind of nail it first time. No. It's fine. It's not the biggest deal. I just want it to look exactly how I imagine it to look. So almost enclosed it now. Not quite. I want that just closer to this one. Like I said, it is a little bit of a pain just putting these down, especially when you've got multiple of the wheat field. Just, you know, when they all work on the half tile and things, you have to be very accurate, which sadly I am not. But it's okay. Okay, fabulous, we got there. We've got a single flower just to put in front. And then we've got a load of rope fencing. So I wanted to just kind of add this here as if it's a exhibit to obviously walk around and see yourself. And we're going to be putting a load of fencing all the way around. There is a green dot here for another tree. And obviously we've got a pink dot here for a stunted tree as well. I should have one more, so I'm guessing it's that space there. Do I have another one? I do for some reason. Okay, interesting. Not necessarily sure what that extra one's for. Unless I was going to put it here. Maybe we're going to have the stunted just besides the actual tree. I guess so. You'd think these photos that I did would be a lot better. But yeah. Obviously it's such a large area that when I'm trying to plan everything, there are little things that I'm going to forget. So that's my excuse anyway. So we do have another little blue code here, so we'll be putting down another design code that looks like a fossil. And I found this beautiful Ammonite fossil. Just, again, I wish I was this good that I could just design something. And it's very simple, this design, but it looks amazing. And I love it so much. Once I saw it, I had to have it. We've got a couple of bushes. Just kind of going off script because it's not in the precise order, but again, it's fine. We need a little bit of chaos in our lives. Okay, fabulous. We're getting there, we're getting there. And then, yeah, just dotting a few bits of flowers and things around. I need to pick up some more trees. But awkwardly, I don't know if I've got any that are the right size, so I might have to skip a day and probably do the trees last, honestly. So I'll just do all these flowers, and a few of the flowers, like this, obviously the orange and the windflower earlier, the orange windflower and the white mums, they need to grow just a stage so they actually bloom. And yeah, they'll be all looking beautiful once I do skip forward. Okay, I've got a little bit of fencing for this section here, so let's just plonk that down. I wanted that a little bit closer. There we go. We'll be putting down another bush. And when it comes to the bushes, I haven't really chosen them very specifically. I just like to throw various bits of bushes around, so yeah, just really kind of mix it all up. And as it is obviously a fossil walk, we'll be having a few actual fossils like placed down so you can see them. So this amber is beautiful. I love the ammonites as well. Just, yeah, again, such good decoration items, as well as obviously being able to fill out the museum. I think we have a bamboo shoot lamp as well, which I'm going to just tuck behind this cherry tree. And it will just give a little bit of an ambient glow just besides the museum. So I have actually got a tiny bit of country fencing just here, so I guess we can just put some here. Again, just blocking off this section so you can't somehow run through here. I'm not even sure you could because of the placement of the trees and the gyroid on the sack there. But yeah, it stops you from trying to do any shortcuts. And yeah, the villagers are notorious for that as well. So all we have left is this beachfront and obviously the trees, like I said, that I've got to grow into the right sizes. And these little rocky areas as well. Hopefully for the last time, I'll be grabbing a load of furniture and obviously jumping forward in time so that the trees are, like I said, the correct size. So, see you in 2 seconds.
One eternity later.
Okay, so we are finally back. It took 4 days worth of skipping to get the trees where they needed to be, but we're there. So let's first of all put down the trees, make sure that they're all good. Right, I wanted to see the tree here. Fantastic. I'm going to put a stunted tree here, and obviously just have a nursery tree or bit of fruit next to it to keep it stunted as per usual. Which should we do? I suppose it's going to be one of these because they're the only ones I've got. I'm a little bit flustered now just because, yeah, I skipped forward a couple of days to get the trees to be the size I wanted them to be. And then realised that there were some that I wanted stunted, so I've had to then skip forward like a day or two after I picked up a couple of trees. Just, yeah, chaos. But, yeah, we got there in the end, it's fine. Like I said, just planting down the last few trees here. So, you know what, I've somehow missed a tree. Oh my god. Well, I don't know how I've done it, but there you go. What is wrong with me? Like, that's the reason I have all of this planned, is so that I don't do things like this. But apparently, no, that's not good enough. Okay, so I'm then going to do the palm trees, because I definitely have enough of those. I counted and everything. Unlike the other trees, where I guess I just guessed. Oh, mercy. So we're going to have a little stunted tree here. I think the palm trees are pretty cute when they're stunted. Like, yeah, it's essentially just, you know, a mini, like, fully grown tree. I suppose all trees are just the, you know, really stupid comment of the year. But anyway, moving on. Last palm tree, and then we'll get to designing the beach. Cool. So, besides the whole missing tree blunder, yeah, we're almost done. So, I've got a barrel to place in this little space here, which I know there is enough space because I have actually planned this. Whether you believe it or not. And I just need a load more fossils dotted around. And yeah, we'll have this entire fossil walk just looking fabulous. So, something I have is a Festivale lamp. I did want a little bit of atmospheric lighting just dotted around. And I thought these just fit in really nicely, especially the green variant with the splashes of yellow as well. Just very nice. This is going to be another design code, so we'll use one of the fantastic fossil codes I have found, and it'll be this one. And just whilst we're here, I'm going to plonk another one down here. And obviously there's another one next to that palm tree as well, so we'll go with this one, beautiful. And I guess we'll use the previous one we used just before. Cool. So I love all of these fossils. They're just, again, the codes are so good. Absolutely love them. Right, so let's place down a sandcastle because obviously there are still villagers. So every now and again, one of them's going to come around here and probably play, and so, you know, makes sense that you would build a sandcastle. And I'm just going to dot various bits of plants around as well, so there's no real rhyme or reason for this. I love the green mums when they're not fully grown yet, so yeah. I will have to go around and place down a load of invisible tiles just around the weeds because they can still spread on the sand, which I never knew for the longest time, and then when I went back, once I finally actually designed a beach, I noticed the entire beach was covered in weeds, and yeah, that was not good, because it took up a lot of my time. Anyway, moving on. We're going to have this little seating area on this rocky peninsula here. We're going to have a couple of things just dotted around, so we're going to have this Ammonite fossil, and I love this so much because if you spin it round, you've got the one giant Ammonite, or if you spin it round this way, you have several, and a little mini version as well. And again, that's something I never knew for the longest time until I just started messing around and I didn't actually get it in the right place. And so I tried pushing it and I ended up turning it. And yeah, the things you can learn even after playing this game for like nearly 5 years, it's actually insane. So we have a couple more Festivale lamps, so let's just place one here. And I could put one here, or I could put one on this side. I'm going to put one on this side. In fact, maybe here. And then obviously, as you've seen in my inventory, I've got a few more fossils to place down. So let's do that. And these are some big boys, so I thought, as it's obviously the museum grounds, it would make sense to have this kind of walk, like the fossil walk and everything. You have a few exhibits just outside. Naturally, you want to create some mystery, some intrigue, some interest. So yeah, that's kind of where this has come about. Hopefully I can get this in the right place. I might have to spin it. Right, let's see how that's doing. Is that the right way? Doesn't look like it. That looks better. Okay, and the last one, the anklo skull. Obviously, we'll twist that round. Cool. So, you have the Ankylosaurus, you have the Stegosaurus here. Obviously, you walk down the beach and you've got all the various different fossils, like the amber, all these little bits and bobs here. The Ammonite. And then, if you go around this way, obviously, you've got the big undug fossil here as well. So last thing I'm going to do, obviously my foolish mistake, but I'm going to grab a tree for this little space here, and then we'll be done, and I'll just do a quick walkthrough of everything we've done today. Okay guys, so we're all done. So firstly you would cross the bridge, and then left would take you to the vineyard and farm build that I've done previously. Right obviously takes us towards the museum that we've just built here. And you've got the little beekeeping area, the apiary, just here, with a little rest area in front of this gazebo. Obviously if you go up through this covered archway, it takes you up to the museum itself proper. And if you go downwards, you have the little gyroid walk with plenty of movement, plenty of obviously noises and intrigue. Little courtyard area for pottery and just clay courses that they do at the museum every now and again. And then obviously if you run to the right, you have the fossil walk leading up to the various outdoor exhibits that the museum placed there. Plenty of fossil design codes just dotted around. And yeah, then you have obviously these two big chappies here. Kind of looks like they were actually growling at each other the way I've spun them round. But they're fine, they're friendly. So guys, that concludes my road to the museum build. Hopefully you enjoyed everything I did. I'm sorry there were little pockets of chaos every now and again, but you know, it wouldn't be a tofu build if there wasn't the chaos there. If you did enjoy, please hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't done already. As for my next few videos, I'm planning to do another build on this island, so I've got a little idea up in mind for the mountain that's just left of this build. I want to go on a villager hunt on my rainbow themed island of Arc-en-Ciel, and hopefully we'll have the Happy Home Paradise speedrun where I go from the very start all the way to the DJ KK concert, up and edited, and yeah, you'll be able to watch that in all its glory. But until then, I want to say thank you very much, hope to see you there, and of course, have a good one. Bye!